Hey, all right. It's a good day there. It's Wrench Gear here again from Wrench Gear's Adventures. And I'm going to try and do a little bit of splaining here today. I had my daughter's boyfriend came along here a while ago and said, hey, I need to do an oil change on the car, but I have no idea of what I'm supposed to buy and what all these numbers mean. They confuse me. So I thought maybe I'm going to try and explain a little bit of this stuff and help people out who aren't familiar with any of this. So we have a variety of oils here. Don't look at any of the brand names here because, as you can tell, there's all different ones here. I'm not loyal to any brand. I buy good quality oil and whatever's on sale, and I stock up and get. That's why there's multiple ones here. So don't say, oh, geez, that guy's using this or that, or he's getting paid by an oil manufacturer or something or whatever. I'm not. It's just like I said, I buy whatever's on sale. I'm not loyal to any one brand. But what I am interested in here for this video are these numbers here. We've got all different numbers here. So we got 0W20, 5W30, 530, 520, 10W30, 15W40. Anyway, some people are a little confused by what these numbers mean, and they're very simple. They're very simple to understand this. So these numbers here, this is three words that can be used interchangeably when talking about motor oil are grade, viscosity, and weight. So this is the weight or the grade of the oil. And like I said, those words can be used interchangeably with each other for motor oil. So looking at this one here, people say, well, there's a W in there, there's numbers, what the heck's going on? So this stuff is very easy. The W means winter. So it can be used in the winter time. So we'll get rid of that right away. So now you're left with a 5 and a 30. So 5 is the properties of this oil when it's at ambient temperature. So this is the regular grade of the oil. It's the proper grade of oil when it's at ambient temperatures. Whether that's first thing in the morning in cold climate, it could be minus 10 degrees. It's a 5 weight of oil, and the W does not mean weight, but it's a 5 grade of oil, 5 weight of oil. So you want things when it's really cold and that oil is thick and resisting to flow. You want some thinner oil so it can get to where it needs to get to in the internals of the engine to lubricate stuff. So years ago, not that many years ago, 10W30 was the most popular oil around. And I'm gonna say that with a grain of salt, but incredibly popular, 10W30. Everybody used this all the time, 10W30. And then car manufacturers came along and said, hey, we would like things to flow a little bit better early in the morning on a super cold day. So they dropped that 10 down to a 5. 5 is thinner than 10. So here's thicker. So the lower the number, the thinner it is. Oh, geez, here we got a 15. That's much thicker. So thick, a little bit thinner, a little bit thinner again. More the number goes down, the thinner it gets for early morning starts. Here's a 0. So that's as thin as it can get. Early morning starts when it's cold outside. Now, when it's not necessarily needed in places like Texas or Utah or something like that, whatever, Arizona, who knows. But anyway, that's meant for early morning startups. So the second number here that we're going to deal with is this here. So here we have a 20, and same thing, as this number goes up, the thicker it gets. So 20, 30 is thicker than the 20. And here's a 30. Here's a 20, so that's getting a little bit thinner again. Here's a 30. Here's a 40. A 40. That's getting pretty thick. So this 15W40, that's actually meant for like diesel pickup trucks, eh? So there's no, you wouldn't put this in your diesel European car. This is a diesel pickup truck, hard working, load slugging, whatever, tow truck, pulling trailers, doing whatever. 15W40. This stuff here is hardly used at all anymore. 10W30. Guys with, maybe old muscle cars and stuff like that might still be using this. But this is kind of all the newer stuff here. All the 5Ws and the 0Ws. They actually have 0W16 now. Anyway, so this second number is the properties of the oil when the engine is at normal operating temperature. So here you want to have it thin so that when you start the car up, the oil will flow quickly to the places that it needs to go when it's cold and starting cold, when the engine is starting cold. When the engine comes up to normal operating temperature, this stuff will continue to thin out. So we want it to behave like a 20 grade oil or a 30 grade oil. So at normal engine operating temperatures, you want this stuff to be providing protection of a 30 weight. But when it's cold and starting, you want to be able to start with something a little bit easier. So basically that's it. The lower the number, the thinner it is. And again, the lower the number, the thinner it is. So this 020, both times on startup and at operating temperature, are both thinner than a 530. The lower the numbers, the thinner it is. And that's pretty much it. That's basically all that the numbers mean on there. Now, can you just go and throw anything that you want in the car? Well, not necessarily. You know what, if you're running out and there's no other option, well then anything is better than nothing. Don't put any French fry oil in there. It's got to be motor oil, but anything is better than nothing. You got to put something in there if you're running out. But if you're doing an oil change or topping up and your proper oil grade is available to you, then you need to top up with the proper stuff. Anyway, so now the question is, how do you know what car manufacturers want you to put in your vehicle? Well, you run over to your handy dandy manual, your owner's manual that came with the vehicle, and you flip to the section that says oil and capacities and stuff, and you just take a quick read and see what it says. So here's for my truck. My truck is a 5 liter. Hey, my truck is a 5 liter right here. It gives me the capacity in quarts and in liters, and then it tells you what they want you to put in. So they would like 5W20 premium synthetic. So there's 5W20. Or 5W20. I'm sorry, that was a synthetic blend. I'm sorry. Premium synthetic blend. And that's what that is right there. Synthetic blend. Or I can put in a 5W20 full synthetic, which I don't have any of that here. Or I can put in a 5W20 super premium, but only if I'm in Canada. Well, I am in Canada, so why I can put that in, I don't know. So I can put a regular conventional oil in here. A regular conventional 5W20, well, this is 530, 5W20 conventional. Doesn't have to be full synthetic. Wherever it doesn't have to be full synthetic, doesn't have to be a synthetic blend. It can be a conventional because I live in Canada. Why that is, I don't know, but that's how it is. Or in Canada, you also can use a full synthetic motor oil. Well, of course you can. You can put full synthetic in anything you want. Anyway, so that's where the information is in your owner's manual. Go and check it out. Now, if you have possibly lost your owner's manual, or you bought your vehicle used and previous owner has lost it and you don't have it, how do you figure it out? What your car needs? Well, let's run out to the front driveway and have a look. Yeah, so let's head out to the driveway here and see exactly what the car manufacturers want you to put in the engines for oil. So I got all these hoods open just to make this go a little bit quicker and simpler. So here we have a 2012 Dodge, the 3.6 in it, and they're telling you 5W30. So that's printed right on the oil cap, oil filler cap. So that's where you put the oil in when you're doing your oil change. So 5W30 in this one. And then over here to a 2013 Ford with a Coyote in it. And Ford is telling you 5W20. Over here we have a 2018 Mazda with a 2.5 in it. And they're telling you 0W20. And here we have a 2023 Tacoma TRD Pro off-road one with a 3.5 in it. And Toyota's telling you 0W20 as well. So, you know, if you go by those numbers, car manufacturers telling you exactly what they want, you should have no problems. There should be no guesswork in any of this stuff. So go with that, and all should be good. All right, so that was kind of a quickie there on what the numbers mean on a jug of oil, and where to find what your vehicle needs, what the manufacturer of your vehicle would like you to put in there. So, you know, jump into your owner's manual if you haven't got it. Pop the lid open on your car there and take a look underneath. It should be written there right on the oil filler cap. They pretty much are on for the last 20 years probably by now anyway. They never used to be, but they are now, so that's good. But anyway, I think I'm going to make a part 2 to this, and go a little bit more in depth on all this stuff. Oil requirements, and the whole oil industry has really changed quite a bit over the last number of years. So this was kind of a quickie. If you just need to jump in and out of the store and grab some oil, this will kind of help you out a little bit, and we'll try and figure something out with this stuff. So, all right, thanks for watching.